Meteorologist Daniel Phillips, talk about that other hazard we have. We've been talking about it for a couple of days now.
Yeah, we definitely have. So Daniel, what can you tell us this morning? What can people expect? Is the storm still on track for what we've been saying for the last few days?
Yeah, still looks like we're going to be in for a round of rough weather today, and hopefully they can get that stuff on the bridge kind of cleared up. Don't really want a line of traffic like that. With some of the thunderstorms that we're going to be getting out there today, winds are from the south at about 14 miles an hour, gusting up to about 26. Winds are going to pick up as we go through the morning here. It was quite windy going overnight last night. Actually surprised they're not a little bit stronger here this morning. 74 in Lafayette. You got yourself mostly cloudy skies waiting on this front to arrive, which has produced at times severe weather. It produced some tornadoes out over through Texas last night, out over towards the Austin area. It's got a severe thunderstorm moving through Houston right now. Another severe thunderstorm warning just south of about Shreveport. So there is a history, there's a culture here of this front producing some severe weather, and the atmosphere primed for it. We started to prime it yesterday. Wind started to pick up. We got warm. We got muggy yesterday. And today, a lot of that is going to fuel into the potential for some of these severe thunderstorms. We've got a substantial severe weather event that could include the potential for some rather large tornadoes, long track tornadoes as well, especially in this area that is highlighted in red. This is your moderate risk area. We don't get this very often here. Maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years kind of is the time frame that we get something like this. Now, all of us are going to have the chance for some severe weather today, so just because you are not in this red highlighted area does not mean that you are in the clear, but it means that these are the regions we are going to have to take an extra little bit amount of time watching those thunderstorms as they roll through. I kind of have a bad feeling about this I-55 corridor around the Jackson area, in between about Jackson, McComb, and west of Hattiesburg and I-59. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of that pop off today. But I mean, we're right on the edge of that. Those are our next door neighbors, and all it will take is one little cell to develop and make its way into our region. We could see some issues there. Just because the models aren't picking up on a lot of that isolated severe stuff out ahead of it doesn't mean it won't be there. Those are kind of small scale features. Models will struggle with that. Now, this is 11 o'clock in the morning. You've got the front that's going to be swinging through. I really think we're going to be pretty much rocking and rolling by about mid-morning here. Coming its way through western parts of Acadiana, sweeps through central Acadiana just after lunchtime today. It's about 1 o'clock. And then we'll exit the region by the time we get to the late afternoon. By the evening, everything is kind of cleared up, and we're going to be looking better through the rest of the day. Once that line comes through, the severe threat is going to diminish rapidly. So front comes through where it will be very blustery. I mean, you will know that it's coming across your area, and then once it passes and starts to ease up, you're done for the day, done for the week, really. As for today, these are our threats. You do have a threat for tornadoes. Wind is a pretty high threat, and then hail as well. Medium to large sized hail with some of those discrete cells a little bit smaller up along the front, and maybe a little flooding. I don't think flooding necessarily the biggest threat we're going to have, but there is going to be isolated areas and localized flooding, flash flooding that could be possible. You've got sunshine for tomorrow, sunshine for Wednesday. Quick little mention of today. There are a couple areas I did want to point out. This is a look at energy. This is potential energy that storms could tap into. Now, notice that you see spikes. You see it start to get a little bit higher before that front even arrives. That's why we're talking about those discrete cells. If they develop, they're going to develop in an area like this where it is very favorable. Notice that there are peaks by about 11 o'clock. Front's going to be sitting out over towards Lake Charles through that time period. So the stuff that gets going out ahead of it could become supercells. And then there's a large spike in energy out again over in that central Mississippi area. I think that that probably the highest chance to see some of the more significant weather today. But again, we are watching for that here in Acadiana as well. It's 6:05 right now. It is 73 degrees.